for edge loop, it will activate when you come across an edge. We did it, but right after we place one edge loop, it's done. If you need it again, we need it again, but if we need it again, we have to call it again. So we have polyspread 1, is we have to get another one, and it will be polyspread 2. So how do you call it again without going through the radio menu here and grab it? There's another way. Any tool that you just use, you come up here, this corner is right here, and if I click on it, this arrow here, see we have repeat current operation with a hotkey kill. Okay, repeat current operation with hotkey kill. And there's a lot of other options. As you are working, you get in advance, you might want to check them. Maybe it will help you work faster. Okay, so right now we want to work faster. This is the one we need. We want to repeat the tool we just did, and I can click it now or just come out and just hit kill on the keyboard. We already seen it. We hit kill on the keyboard. Now we see we have polyspread number 2. Okay, these are basic stuff, but I just want to let you guys know, because this is a course. I want you guys get most of the detailed stuff. Okay, so let's place one around this corner too. We're now worried about the distance and the equality stuff, right? The measurement. So roughly, let's place one here. Okay, so we have 2 edges going on. So we will be satisfied now. This will allow us to get what we need. Okay, and these kind of operations, when you are working on your own, you will know, right now, because I did it already, because I have to figure it out. That's how modeling is. What I did here doesn't mean if you have to do this by the inner tube, you have to do the same thing. But I'm showing you exactly how, the shapes that I have. That's why we're going through these methods like that. Okay, let's get out from there. Let's click outside, deselect everything. Now we want to get all the polygons in here between this edge loop and this edge loop. How we do that? The selection tool is already on what? On box selection, which is F2 for hotkey, right? So let's go through inside and see what happened. Let's come to polygons. We want the polygons. See, when we go through from here, looking good. But let's look inside. Whoa, we don't need the inside. We want to extrude outside. Okay, so this box selection will select whatever, it go through everything, so we don't need it. If you want to able to get just the outside, by using the box selection, that's when you come here to this thing with the eye on it. You click on it. The selection will only affect what the camera is seeing. This viewport camera is seeing, like we are seeing right now. We are only seeing this side of the polygons, so it will only select those. Okay, the inside will be free, but the back side will not be selected. So we have to hold shift and get the back side. Okay, so we are good. You look around, you tumble, we mix one, hold shift and add this one. Boom. Okay, so you got all you need, and the inside is not affected. Is this the only way that you can perform this selection? No, Houdini gives you a lot of ways. So we can turn off the eye, and let's deselect what we have. Now, the laxer will do it for you without even turning the eye on. The laxer will only select the polygons it is going over it. Okay, so let's pick that one, and you see, and it's like a brush. You just hold shift and you are brushing your way down. See, it's very cool. It will not grab inside, and you don't need no eye to be turned on. So that is another way you can get it way quicker. Okay, get these two, look around, so you grab everything. Okay, so cool. So we have the inner polygons we need. The next step is to call for the poly extrude, so we can extrude these polygons out, and I'll tell you, or I'll show you the purpose for that. Okay, so let's go for poly extrude. We got it here in our network, and now let's extrude it out. Let's go for the distance, right? Let's see how we can go about that thickness. It's fine. Okay, and I'm pulling this out so that if there is any holes around the edges, that will block it. When we come, you see, when we do the main shape, if there's a gaps here, you won't see there's a hole in the bike, because this inner pull that we just did will block that. That is the purpose. When I was modeling, I figured that I needed that. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't need it. Maybe, after you are modeling, you see there's no gap or there's nothing. So it's not everything that required, but like this side here, you have to get it this smoothness. You don't want it to be sharp because it's by the hand. All right. So yeah, we have the extrusion we need. Let's get out from the tool, click outside. Now I want to show you something that we talk about in the technical, drawing board, by the flow of geometry and how things bend and stuff, right? We have that theory already, but we want to see it in action here real quick. Okay, let me drop in subdivision. You guys haven't seen it so far, but let me drop a subdivision node to this object. Okay, so I'll hit tap on the keyboard, right, and get the menu. I want subdivision, so I'll start typing X and U, get close to it, and it's right here, subdivision or subdivide. So I'll put it down and I'll connect it. There's nothing selected, so if there is nothing selected, it means that you want it to affect everything. So I'll connect the division to our network, what we've been working on, right? Okay, so we have to bring the display here. Boom. See what happened? It's bending the edges. You see, it's giving it more division, and it's only just one division. Let's crack it up for 2. You see, it's getting smoother, and it's with a lot of division. If it will be hard for you to work on something like this. You know what I mean? You need this when you are done. If you want your object to be very smooth, that's when you apply subdivision. The reason why you haven't seen most of the stuff that I'm modeling being this smooth on the bike, only the helmets that I use subdivision. But the bike, I want it to be low poly. I don't need this, because you don't need certain things, at certain times, because they will work with what you have, and this will even give the geometry more weight if you want to use it in a game like an Android game or a phone game. All right, so that is something I wanted you to know. But the main thing is here. If we look at the edges, you see it's bending and it's getting curvy. Okay, well, we want curve stuff for this bike, but we don't want this curve going on over here. So let's bring down the subdivision. Let's keep just one. Okay, and if I push the subdivision down, even though it's still in the line, I can push it down. You have that option. Then come back here, just select this one, or even bring the display here so you don't have weird stuff going on. We still have the subdivision, but it's not affecting anything right now because the display is not there. See, so we come here, this is where we want to be. Okay, now that we are here and it's selected, if I come to the edges and I tumble a little bit and I get this edge, right, I double click, I have this loop. I want to call bevel again. We see how bevel work. Okay, so I'll call bevel, and you see the bevel came right after the poly extrude. It came between that and the subdivision, and we are still not using the subdivision. We just still have it in our network, so we are still flowing down. You could keep pushing it down if you get more nodes coming in. Okay, cool. So we have the bevel. Now I want to show you something real quick. So with this bevel, if I introduce some beveling, let's give it some small bevel. Let's go down so we get some smooth and with better increments, so we can tell it how we want it. Okay, something like that is okay. Now beveling is giving us 3 lines, right? It's almost the same like we have applied 3 edge loops, to hold it so that there will be no bending, right? Remember the theory? But this beveling default that we are using is chamfer, and we don't want it to be that sharp. We want it to be very sharp. Actually, for this side, we want it to be very sharp. We want to maintain that sharpness like how we created it. But we need this bevel because if we apply the division, it's gonna bend it down. We already saw it, right? That's why I show you guys first. So now let's come down to the options. Crease. Crease is what you need if you want to hold something very sharp. That's creasing. So let's use that. And as time goes on, the course goes on, we will talk more about it. So when we use the crease, watch, kind of jump to like how we have created it. It gives us that sharp curve, right, that we need. That is creasing. And the crease is going to hold this side for us, even though if we apply the poly division, right, if we use the subdivide, it's still going to hold it stiff for us. So let's see that. Now we can come back to the subdivision, okay, and apply it here. See, you see this side bend down like we saw earlier, but this side is still holding. See, this is very crucial because when you start doing more hard surfaces in Houdini, this is how you hold your stuff to be sharp. The places you want to be sharp, this is how you hold it. And places you don't care, they can bend like that as the division going on. So let's even push it up more. It's still 1. Let's give it like 2 and see, maybe 2 will break this down. Let's push it. 2. See, still 2 did not do nothing. It's even getting sharper. You see. So that is very important to know because it will help you to get very sharp, details on your hard modeling, hard surface modeling. This side we don't have beveling going on. It's crooked, it's bent, and it will keep going if we push the subdivision higher. Okay, this will stay the same. All right, cool. So let's take the subdivision out. So you see this course, as we going on, you are getting most of the basics. The bike is nothing. The modeling is nothing. These important basics that I want to give you, so that when you are modeling in Houdini, because you've been working on different stuff, not this bike. All right. So you need this important stuff. So let's take the subdivision out. Okay. Now we have 1 bevel over here on this side. We are cool. Mostly we will be working on one side. In most of the stuff that I build, I work on one side and I mirror it. Okay. But since we need this for, temporary for now, let's get this side beveling too. Remember, we have bevel. So how do you call it? Let's hit kill and see if it will work. Boom, we call kill, and now we have another bevel. Okay. So by the way, when we call it, this side was still selected. So it will think that we want it on this side. So let's delete that. Okay. See, it was affecting this side because this side was selected. So let's get out from the 2 first. Click outside. Now nothing is selected. Okay. And let's see if we will have that last operation. Now we mix it because we've been mixing with other stuff. So we don't have last operation. So we have to call it. But let's select the area first. We are at the edges and we double click. Okay, now we can call the bevel. Boom. Okay, we got it on this side too. Let's crack it down. something similar like we have for the other side. Okay, and we already know we went for crease and we left it at, you know, just one division. So we have both end of the tube holding stiff. Okay, so I think we will be okay with this inner tube for now. Okay, I think we'll be okay to start, you know, modeling the taros around it. Let's get out from the tube, the bevel to click outside, and now let's call ghost and see what's going on. So we have something similar for the inner tube. All right, so we got that inner tube for us to work around it. I think we are good, but we can see it's somehow in the middle. Okay, it might not be like perfect, but we can see the eyeball and we can see we getting it where it's supposed to be. All right, cool.